Tomorrow morning, kiddos out of the bus stop, we would call it a kidsicle alert. Yes, indeed, because temperatures will be frosty, frigid, cold to start the day tomorrow. 51 degrees right now in the Queen City, warmed up just a little bit, but this is still pretty well below average by several degrees here for this time of the year in the latter part of November. And at the same time, of course, making it feel chillier is that wind picking up, sustained at last check out of the northwest at about 10 to 15 miles an hour. We've had some of those higher gusts, and the air has been extremely dry. Dew points only sitting in the mid-teens, so that made for an increased fire danger today. Continue to hold off on any sort of outdoor burning as we go through the rest of this evening. Tomorrow with less wind, not as much of a fire danger here, but still just to be on the safe side. It is obviously still pretty dry out there. No chance of rain on the way just yet, but that's coming later in the week. Meantime, temperatures colder, of course, up in the mountains. We're still hovering around freezing there. 32 at Boone, 31 in Jefferson. Then we've got 45 heading down the mountain into Hickory and around Taylorsville, about 50 in Concord, and low to mid 50s off to the southeast, just a touch milder in Lancaster, where you're not feeling much of a wind chill down there here at the moment. But when that wind picks up earlier today, 40, 50 miles an hour, feels like the single digits to lower 20s. Up there in those higher elevations. We had a max wind gust earlier today, 52 miles an hour up there in the Jefferson area. That wind advisory, though, has been canceled because, as you can see, for the rest of tonight going into this evening, how those numbers either lower or disappear. So the gustiness and the wind overall will settle. But what that means, of course, with a clear sky overhead and the extremely dry air in place, that allows for real good radiational cooling, meaning the heating of the day, it's allowed to escape back on up through the atmosphere. There's nothing kind of holding some of that in place. And with this dry cold front pushing on through, temperatures will be tumbling by tomorrow morning. This is what we'll be waking up to. About 22 is what's in my forecast for the Charlotte area. Awfully close to that record of 20 from back in '02. Either way, it's cold stuff for this time of the year, considering the average low temperature in the morning should only be about 37 degrees. But check out you folks in Salisbury, even colder. I'm going with 17 there, 17 for a low in Lincolnton and around the Denver area. Boone as well. We've got 20 coming up for a low in the morning. Up in Hickory, just cold stuff all around. 23 in Rockingham to kick off the day and 23 down in Chester, South Carolina. Tomorrow afternoon, similar to today, temperatures will struggle to rise back out of the upper 40s, about 49 degrees in the forecast there. Lots of sunshine with the southwest wind at 5 to 12 miles an hour. Check out Futurecast. It's still dry tomorrow, still dry on Thursday. Friday is when things start to change. Now notice by early in the morning we had a swath of rain starting to move in from the west, and it could still be cold enough that we may end up with a touch of a mix. Notice that little purple showing up there in the higher elevation. So that could start as a little bit of a mix, but not for long, because by this time temperatures will be overall warming up on the milder side, and it's going to be just an unsettled pattern as we get into the weekend. With those milder temperatures, looking at all rain, scattered showers coming in Friday morning, Friday afternoon. Saturday early in the day, we may get a little bit of a break, and then that front moves in, wave of low pressure, and we'll have likely more widespread, maybe some heavy pockets of some of that much needed rain for Saturday night. And then for Sunday, more scattered showers in the forecast. Mountain forecast, much the same. Sunshine and chilly for the next couple of days. Notice temperatures start that climb close to 60 going into the weekend, but with that rain on the way. So we'll go from 22 for Wednesday morning with highs not far from 70 by the end of the weekend.